Good morning, everyone. So, if you take here the last concept of this chapter, carbon compounds, is soaps and detergents. Now, this concept is totally related to one equation what we studied in the previous classes. Properties of ethanoic acid or acetic acid. So, we are having one of the equation called as saponification. Do you remember all of it? Yes. So in the saponification, if you have noticed it, so we will do what, guys? Then ester will react with the ammonia, so sodium hydroxide. We will get or something. Can anybody tell me? CH3COO C2H5 plus sodium hydroxide will react. So we are going to get what? CH3COO Na plus CH3CH2OH. That is what? Sodium acetate plus ethanol will come. So this is only the process we used to call it as saponification. Do you remember all of you? Or else, and this sodium acetate will react with the water. We are going to get again back. What will get, guys? Anyone? Sodium acetate react with the water. It is used to give you what? Yes, please. It will give you acetic acid, CH3COOH plus sodium hydroxide. Now, if you take all these soaps, basically they will be manufactured by this reaction only. So, what is that reaction is called as? Everyone? Saponification. So, in this saponification, only we will use to manufacture these soaps. So, what they will do means they will go with the hydrolysis of fats. Means in the sense of what kind of fats? Anybody can tell me? They are the anyone? What they are? Long chain carboxylic acids. So that is what here we used to get. The hydrolysis of fats, they are the esters of higher fatty acids, means higher carboxylic acids. So that is only called as saponification. So that is why in last class you might be noticed, I have taught you soaps means something. Anybody can tell me the statement? What do you mean by soaps? Soaps are the sodium or potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acids. Do you understand, everyone? So whatever you take, the hydrolysis of fats, because these fats are the esters of higher fatty acids. Means in the sense of fatty acids means what, guys? Long chain carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids. So that is why we will say whatever it is, the soaps means basically soaps are they are the salts of sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids. So what do you mean by higher fatty acids, everybody? Remember, higher fatty acids means long chain carboxylic acids. That is the meaning of fatty acids. Are you clear, everybody? So that is why if you take the equation of formation of soap, if you take so fat plus sodium hydroxide. Fat means what, everybody? What do you mean by fat? Here, open your mouth and speak. Fat means long chain carboxylic acid. So that is what I have taken CH3COO C2H5 plus sodium hydroxide. It will give you what? A salts of sodium. What is the salts of sodium? Everybody. What is this called? Sodium acetate plus we are going to get ethanol. So that is only the equation of formation of soap. So fat react with the sodium hydroxide. So that process is called as, what is the equation name called as, everybody? Saponification will give you a soap plus glycerol. So that is the meaning of what is formation of soap and what they are. They are the salts of sodium and potassium, higher fatty acids or long chain carboxylic acids. Now, so and after that I taught you the test for ethanoic acid. So can you tell me fastly what is the test for ethanoic acid? Everybody fastly. Test for ethanoic acid. We are having a three kinds of test. So what is that? Anybody first one? I forgot all. Litmus test is the first one. Second one, Ester test, and the third one. Anybody?
Sodium carbonate or bicarbonate.
Sodium salts. That is what sodium bicarbonate or sorry, sodium hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate, or we will react with the what? Sodium carbonate.
Carbonate.
So, in sodium carbonate, what will happen? That is the most important test. What is the sodium carbonate? What is the most reacting test? It will produce what? So it will react with the sodium hydrogen carbonate. What will happen? It will produce a brisk,
Risk effervescence.
yes, effervescence on addition of sodium hydrogen carbonate. So this brick effervescence means it is indicating releasing of one gas. What is that gas?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide, how I can prove? Will pass through the lime water so that it will turn into milk. Now, Kevin is asking the question, so where these fats are available? So these fats are present in animals, plants, both. Do you understand, Kevin? So if we take here, let us come to the today's class. We are going to study what is this soaps and what is this detergent, and we'll discuss soaps alone. Now, if we take basically in our daily home, all our daily life, everybody is having importance of these soaps and importance of these detergents, which both is to called as both soaps and as well as detergents. If you have noticed, both are called as cleansing agents, not cleaning agent, cleansing agents means which will help us to remove the dirt from the body or from the cloth, whatever it is. So they are the cleansing agent only work on the surface means in the sense of only like if you take cloth surface, our body surface. So that is why they are working only on the surface, we used to call them as surfactants. Remember that. So as both soaps and detergents are cleansing agents, we used to call them as surfactants. Now, if we use these soaps and detergent basically in our daily life, what is the purpose of these soaps and detergents? Anybody? For what is the use? For washing we'll use. For cleaning our hands we'll use. Is it yes or no? Our body, clothes, etc. Cleaning house, floor, whatever it is, we'll use the soaps and detergents only. Maybe it is in liquid form or maybe solid form, doesn't matter. Now, if we take in scientific language, all those substances which are cleansing action, they are, you can take in water, they are basically we used to call as detergents only. So everything in according to the scientific language, all the things including the soaps and detergents, everything we used to call as detergent. Whomever we are using for cleansing agent, whatever it is. So now that is why these detergents are classifying as two types. Remember, detergents means all the cleansing agents we used to call as detergents. So now in this concept you will find so many new vocabulary also. So please everybody try to learn and make it. So now these detergents are two types. One is soapy detergents and another one is non-soapy detergents. One is soapy, another one is non-soapy. So in our daily life, what do you mean by soapy detergents? Means they are only called as soaps, our daily life, and non-soapy detergents, which we used to call as basically synthetic detergents, or we can say detergents. Are you clear, everybody? So we will discuss one by one now soaps and detergents very in detail, how it will form and all. So let us start with the first soaps. Okay. Now you might be remember I have given you ICSE class 8th book to study the hot water and soft water. Do you remember all of you when we are studying the chapter number 2? We studied that. Yes, please. Anyone? Hard water contains what? Soft water contains what? To study that, I have given you these things. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now we are having very important. That concepts are very important now in this present chapter. So that is also we have to remember. So now that is also I will teach you. Does not matter. Even the situation will come, so I will explain it. So now observe very carefully soaps. So as we studied in the chapter 2. What is the chapter 2? Anybody can tell me? Acid, bases, and salt. Now if you take the soaps, so what is the nature of the soaps, guys? They are basic salts or acidic salts or neutral?
Basic.
Yes, everybody. So they are
Basic.
the basic salts. They are the basic salts. Why they are basic? Or why their soaps are basic in nature? Anybody? Yes, please. Anybody? Soaps are basic in nature. You might remember tamarind indicator. Sorry, turmeric indicator we will use. So whenever the soap is falls on this sambar or whatever it is, the stains on the shirt, whenever the soap is touched with that, it will turn into what? Turmeric.
Red color.
Yes.
Right.
So turmeric is indicating it will turn into red color. So it is identifying to test the base or acid.
Base.
So that is why we will say soaps are what is that? They are the basic salts because soaps are made with alkaline. So why? That is the question. So why it is made with alkaline? So why they are called as basic salts means reason because whatever the dirt or the stains or whatever it is we can say in our body oily surface or whatever it is happening, this entire dirt basically released by our body is in acidic in nature. Do you understand, everyone? So if the soap is basic in nature and the dirt what is released by our body is acidic in nature, so that what will happen, guys? What will happen? The soap will neutralize this acidic dirt by the process called as emulsifying. Emulsifying means it will try to remove it. We will study what I will teach you what is emulsifying also. So the dirt which is released by our body is acidic in nature. That is why the soaps are basic. They are made with alkaline, so that it will react with that and it will neutralize this acidic dirt. That is the reason soaps are what actually they are the alkaline nature or their basic salts. So these soaps, as I already taught you, so what is the soaps actually? They are the salts of what? The soaps are the sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids or long chain carboxylic acid which has cleansing properties in water. So that is what is meaning of soaps. Very, very important definition. Please, all of you write. The soap is even in the book you'll find, the soap is a sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids. Higher fatty acids. Higher fatty acids means what, guys? Long chain, everyone. Long chain carboxylic acids, which has cleansing properties. Cleansing properties with whom, guys? Where it will be working?
Water.
Water. So that is what is called as source. So now let us perform one activity which is given in our NCERT also. How this will be happening? This will remove or not, or this how these soaps are working or not. So they have given activity 4.10 in our book. So that is what we are going to study now. So what is this activity means? I will explain it with the help of picture. So observe. To study this, how these soaps remove this dirt or oil from the surface. So let us discuss. So for that, you need a two test tube. So and water and soap solution and as well as cooking oil. So let us take two test tube containing about 10 ml of water each. So I am taking two test tubes now. So this is one test tube and this is the another test tube. So both are having how many ml of water? Everybody? 10 ml of water. So that is the primary thing. So we have to fill this both the test tube with 10 ml of water. 10 ml of water. So now label both test tube. Let me this test tube is A and this test tube is B. Now, after the adding of a drop of cooking oil in both the test tubes. So now you have to label it or you can add now with the help of dropper or with the help of your hand directly. So add how many drops of oil? Just one drop of oil. Now you tell me oil will float or will sink on the water. Anybody?
Float.
Float.
Oil will float as it is less denser or more denser?
Less
Less
denser.
than water. So oil I have dropped in this. So this oil will be floating on the surface of liquid, both. Now I have been named it as A and B. Now test tube A, only oil I added. Test tube B, I am adding few drops of soap solution. After adding the oil, I am adding what, guys? Few drops of soap solution. Okay, so now you will notice it. After this, what we need to do to identify. So once you add, see that test tube A and B, 10 ml of water, test tube A and B, one drop of oil or few drops of oil, cooking oil, and later test tube B, few drops of soap solution we have to add it. Now, just shake this both the test tubes very, very fastly. That is what we used to say. Vigorously. Vigorously. Just same period of time. Just like 1 minute or 2 minutes. Just shake them very, 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 very fastly and just keep it for undisturbed for some time. So after shaking vigorously, just you leave it for a certain period of time, then you can observe what is the changes happening in both the test tube A and B. So can you guess what is the test, what is the things will happen? You might be already have seen or you might be have noticed it also. So what is the changes we'll observe, Mr. Kevin? Yes. So observe oil and soap solution. What is the first thing we can notice? A and B test tube both has been happened. Now let me take this is the This is the soap solution, blue color one. So observe. Now, oil and soap solution are shaken. Both got dissolved. Here we will observe oil is dissolved in the soap solution and they will form a single system. Means there is no separate layer. Single system or single layer will be there. Now, if oil and water are shake in this test tube, if we'll shake even half an hour and if we leave it also, still you can see the two different layers. Oil and water will never, oil and water will never mix each other. Now, but here as oil dissolved in soap solution, it will form entirely a single system, or we will say a single layer will form. Single layer, we can notice it. So there is no separation between soap solution and oil because oil is dissolved in this soap solution. So soap solution, I am saying, soap solution, how to prepare, guys? Soap is dissolved in where? Soap is dissolved in where? Everybody? Water. That is what soap solution. So here no separate layer will be seen, but here water and oil if will dissolve, if will shake, still you will see the separate layers. Means in the sense of we can say oil never dissolve in water, but the same water if we make it as a soap solution, then oil is getting dissolved and it is forming the single layer. So that is why oil cannot be dissolved in water alone. That is why water cannot clean. Water cannot clean the stains. Stains of oil. Oil means basically dirt, guys. All the dirt. That is why you can see, suppose your mother will wash your clothes without soap. Will you get very normal? Or all the stains will be removed if you are washing just with water, rinsing in water and heating and throwing for drying. Is it possible to remove the stains? Everybody?
No, sir.
No. So you can notice your mother will add so many liquids, even washing machine also they will add different liquids and all surf excel liquid, surf excel powder, this that and all they will use. And even they will apply the brush, they will apply the special kind of powders and all. Because they only can remove that dirt. Water cannot. Water does not have capacity to soluble the oil. Only this soap solution can. That is the reason. Always remember, oil can be dissolved in soap solution. So the soap solution can clean. Soap solution can clean the oil stains. So that is the reason you can see, for example, you have been kept coconut oil for your head. Now you went for hand wash. Now you are trying to hand wash with only water. Is it possible to remove that oil from your hands?
No,
Is
sir.
it removed? No. If you wash in half an hour, oil cannot be removed from your hands because oil cannot dissolve in the water. But if you apply some kind of soap or any kind of liquid, immediately the oil will be washed away from your hands because soaps can dissolve, soap solution can dissolve that oil. That is why they are called as cleansing agents. Do you understand, everybody? So that is what the activity we can prove that a soap solution is the one who can remove the oil, dirt, and all. Now, let us come back here again. What do you mean by soap, everybody? Tell me once again definition. Soaps means what? Soaps are the sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids, or we can say what? Long chain carboxylic acids. Very, very important. Long chain carboxylic acid. So these long chain carboxylic acid which used to prepare this soaps are basically we will use a three long chain one. One is stearic acid. Next one is oleic acid, and next one is palmitic acid. So these are the long chain carboxylic acids, or we will say what acids, everybody? Yes, please. fatty acids, or we can say long chain carboxylic acids. So these are the acids we will use: stearic acid, oleic acid, and palmitic acid. So that is why these soaps may be a sodium stearate or sodium oleate or sodium palmitate. So that is why the soaps are represented with the. Can anybody tell me what is the formula of sodium acetate formula? Anyone? Sodium acetate formula. All of you.
C3COON.
Yes. Sodium acetate. Sodium acetate. Is it a salt or not? Okay. Kevin. Is it a soap or not? This is only soap. What is this soap? CH3COONA. Now, we are having here sodium and this is what? Acetate. Acetate is common. Now, sorry, CH3CO is the acetate and the sodium is variant. Now you can see we are having a soaps like sodium stearate, or we will say sodium oleate, or we will say sodium palmitate. So, can you tell me what is the general formula of this one? Try to form it and tell me according to this. Okay. Everywhere sodium is coming same. Sodium stearate and all. So, what is the formula will come? Anybody? General representation of soap. All of you? So only one thing is common. Always one thing is common. Who is the thing common? COONA is common. So only this here, number of carbons will vary. This is sodium acetate. Now sodium stearate means will come C17H35 is called as sodium stearate. Next C17H33. H33COONA. This is only called as second one. What is that called as? Sodium oleate. Next, C15H31. This is only called as COONA, which is only called as sodium palmitate. Now, if you notice it here, this entire thing we can represent with something. Anybody can tell me? Only this is all common. So, what is the general formula we can represent? Soaps. All of you? RCOONA. So this is the general representation of soap. So R means something we can say. Anybody can guess? Carbonates compounds. R means
hydrocarbon.
Hydrocarbon. Not hydrocarbon. It is the one hydrogen is removed. Okay. What is that called as? One hydrogen is removed. Anybody? One hydrogen is removed. Methane, one hydrogen is removed. CH4, we are getting CH3. What is this called as?
Alkynes.
Yes, alkyl group. What is the name of this group called as?
Methyl.
Methyl group. Okay, here this R indicates alkyl group. Alkyl group having carbon from 15 to 17. Having from 15 to 17. That is only called as carbon. Now, as Kevin asked, sir, where this is coming? These fats are present where? So these fats are present in animal or plant. So the soaps are prepared from heating fat, which is concentrated sodium hydroxide solution or potassium hydroxide solution. So that is only called as soap. So whenever I am heating this fat, animal fat or plant-based fat with concentrated sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, then we will get the equation of, that is what soap will come. Along with the soap, glycerol also will come. So that equation, that is only called as, what is that called, guys? Everybody, fat plus sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. What is that equation called as? Already we studied in the last class also. Even today also starting I said, we will get soap plus glycerol. So that equation only we used to call something. Anyone?
Saponification.
Saponification. This is only called as saponification. So this is what preparation of soap. Now, other than this, you don't need anything. As it is structures and all, it is not at all necessary because nothing will come in our class 10th level. So just to remember, preparation of soap from animal or plant fat, plus it is reacting with the concentrated sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. So during this reaction, you will get what? Soap and glycerin are formed. So now this soap formation is only called as hydrolysis reaction. Hydrolysis of fats, we can say, and oils with alkalis is only called as saponification reaction. So the preparation of this soaps by the hydrolysis of fats and oils with the help of alkalis. What is alkalis? Anybody can tell? What is alkalis? Fats and oils with alkalis. Who is alkalis, guys? Sodium
Sodium
hydroxide
hydroxide.
or potassium
Potassium hydroxide.
hydroxide. So that process is only called as saponification. So this soap formed in this reaction, hydrolysis of fats and oils, basically will come in liquid state. Okay, but if you have noticed in our toilet and all, what the soap we are using, is it in liquid state or in solid state? Anybody? Liquid state or solid state? All of you. What is the soap you are using, guys? You are using liquid soap or solid soap? Solid.
Solid.
Saponification, what we are getting is basically a liquid one. Now, to solidify, if you want to solidify, what you have to do, guys? You have to add impurities. Is it yes or no? Everybody? So that is why to solidify this soap, they will add a common salt, a particular calculated amount of, it is not more. You have to add a perfect amount, calculated amount of common salt. So then the soap will be converting into solid soap. That is what you have to remember. Now, sir, why sir you are using calculated soap, calculated amount of common salt means you might be noticed so many of you are using different soaps. Some people will use Mysore sandal, some people will use Santoor, some people will use some other, etc., etc. Hundreds of different types of soaps are there. Have you noticed it, everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Now, some soaps, particularly if you take like this Mysore sandal and all, very fastly they will be dissolved. Have you noticed it, guys? Solubility of the soap is very fast. Have you noticed? Usage. When you are using simply, it will be wasting more. But if you take Lifebuoy, you might be not. Lifebuoy soap. Same Lifebuoy soap, which is having like 100 grams of Lifebuoy soap and 100 grams of Mysore sandal. Definitely Lifebuoy soap will come 1 or 2 months more than this Mysore sandal. Why? Anybody can tell? Yes, that is only called as solubility. So the solubility of the soap, any kind of soap, is based upon the amount of common salt, calculated amount of common salt. So addition of more salt, if I'm adding more salt, then what will happen means the solubility decreases the solubility of soap, so that it will never, you can see your parents are, you might also say that my soap is not at all reducing, even I'm using continuously also, like that you can discuss. So that is what you can notice, that is based upon calculated amount, that amount of salt present in that. If we are adding more and more, then the solubility of soap is very less, and it will take more days to dissolve. So that is why that adding this more salt, understanding, adding this salt and making into solid state, that is what we used to say salting out of soap. Salting out of the soap means make it the less soluble by increasing the more salt. That process is only called as salting out of the soap. So that is why some company soaps will go very fastly. Some company soaps it will take more time to come out. Understand everyone? So this is what is soap. Now this soap molecule, if we take whatever the soap molecule